In this video, we're going to be talking about Bitcoin. We're going to be analyzing the price of Bitcoin to see if Bitcoin is bullish or is it still bearish. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe as I'm trying to hit 600 subs. As well as that, before investing into Bitcoin, please do your own research as I'm not a financial advisor. Looking on CoinMarketCap, you can see Bitcoin is currently down 0.67% at the time of recording. As well as that, you can see on the chart here that Bitcoin was pretty much pretty much trading within our range essentially, and then we did have the drop essentially down to 38.59, which therefore led the overall increase towards the highs of 39.72k. And then we had pretty much a little distribution schematic possibly being made, which therefore led to price coming back down and pretty much taking out the liquidity base below this low, and pretty much there was liquidity there as well, which price also took out. So if we go over to the trading view to have a bit more in-depth analysis, let's go over to trading view to see what price is doing essentially. So in my opinion, you can see here that pretty much there was loads and loads of demand zones. Pretty much price had the initial spring, which therefore took out this liquidity base below this demand zone, and then this demand zone as well. There was liquidity base below in this low, which with this full bear candle pretty much liquidated. As well as that, there was liquidity base below here. Price also liquidated them, and then price did come to this demand zone. And then what did we see? Essentially, we did see an initial increase towards upside. We did have a break of structure, which was really nice. This supply zone was not even respected. It was respected. We did have a little, once it was induced, we did have a little reaction, which therefore led to this overall bear candle being made. But then therefore the buyers were still in control. And then what happened was we came back down, pretty much induced this bear candle, which therefore means that pretty much taking out liquidity of the weak-handed buyers within this region, and then therefore price did spike towards upside, reaching the highs of 39.954k. And then what can we see here? We can see that price, due to all this liquidity being based below here, it was bound that price was going to come back down essentially, because there's loads and loads of liquidity, loads of sell orders within this region. So once price is taken out, obviously price was initially going to be coming back down. So if we draw a Fibonacci retracement to see if we are in a good point of a reversal towards upside, so if we draw Fibonacci out to the high, you can see here we did tap up into the 0.768 region, which is also a really good demand zone. As you can see, that bear candle there, pretty much right here, you can see is a really strong demand zone, pretty much liquidating all of the weak-handed buyers from this area. And what can we see? We can see a little reversal occurring where hopefully we can take out this supply zone and pretty much target the highs of 39.925k essentially. But so far it does look bullish in my opinion. I can feel like this is the initial accumulation schematic originally being played out. But what can be said if we drop into the lower time frame to see what occurred in this lower time frame? So you can see here that we did have the initial drive towards upside, which therefore took out all of this liquidity. You can see here liquidity based upon this. You could even call this trendline liquidity. From here onwards, essentially, you can say that this all was trendline liquidity. And then price, pretty much no wonder there was obviously such a high rise in the price, which therefore meant that all of this liquidity was pretty much taken out. And then what can be said about this? So you can see here that there was an accumulation schematic within this. You can see here the selling climax, a secondary test in phase B, and then the initial spring, which pretty much liquidated all of the weak-handed buyers. You can see from this, and then therefore you could have entered upon one of these retests, and you probably would have caught the move towards upside. So yeah, you could have had a really good trade opportunity if you really wanted to. And then you can see here that there's liquidity base below on this, which therefore had a break of structure, possibly could have even entered upon one from here, pretty much liquidating, gathering, pretty much liquidating, and then once it liquidates, something is obviously bound to come back up. And what can we see? We pretty much just took out all of this liquidity, which is really nice. So what can be said about here? You can see that there's a huge imbalance between this, so obviously price had to come back up. But I feel like price could come back down into this demand zone roughly around 38.38k. and then from then onwards we could possibly see another rise towards upside. But you got to take into consideration that there is also liquidity based below here, so you could say that there is liquidity based here as well. Let me just get rid of these old ones as liquidity has already been taken. So yeah, this is liquidity that could possibly be taken out, but so far looks like there's a little distribution schematic being formed on the 5-minute. But if we drop into the higher time frames, it just looks like price is respecting the supply zone, so we could possibly see another leg towards the downside, but it just depends. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please leave a like, comment and subscribe. I'm trying to hit 600 subs, and peace.